everyone, and welcome to day 18. We're nearly there. Today is R for reclined butterflies. This is a really nice hip opener, this one. So let's crack into it. Coming to the top of your mats with your feet together, arms by your sides, and looking up proudly forwards. And we'll inhale, our palms up and together. Exhale to fold. We'll step back to our plank. From here, we'll drop down onto our knees and find our way over onto our backs. And what we might do is a nice roll back and forwards first, and then we bring our feet together, bases of our feet facing each other and opening up with the knees. And then your palms face up towards the sky, and we let the knees drop gently to the ground, just with gravity assisting that. And if you're finding your lower back is coming off the ground like this, just grounding down so your lower back is in contact with the ground. So that might lift your knees up a little bit, and that's okay. It's much better than putting strain on your lower back. Perfect. From here, you bring your knees together, crossing the legs, coming back to our plank, and then stepping to the front of the mat with the feet together. Inhale, arms spread, and exhale down through centre. So let's start the sequence. So starting with A for sun salutation A. So we'll inhale up, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice lengthening. Exhale as we fold and step back to our plank. Might come down onto our knees to start. Elbows hug our sides as we come down to our bellies, and we inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down, lifting up from the tailbone. You might come through your knees here, all the way back to downward dog. And we spend a few breaths here. Just starting by noticing your contact points with the ground, whether you can feel each finger pressing into the ground as well as each toe, and then pushing away from the mat to make your shoulders nice and active here, and belly button to spine. Then we'll come forward to our plank, stepping forward with both of our feet to our forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, the arms spread wide, and we look up at our hands together. And exhale, arms by our sides. And we repeat that again. So inhale, up and palms together. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Looking down at the ground, and exhale, fold, and coming to our plank. Finding our way however we like down to our bellies, and then this time we might come to our nice full cobra. On the inhale and the exhale, lifting up from the tailbone, up and over to our downward dog, and a few breaths here. And we shift our weight forward, and we step forward to our forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms spread nice and wide. Exhale, palms come down through centre, and we come to B. Inhale, sitting back to our chair pose. Palms are directly above us, facing the sun, looking forwards. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the back of the neck. Shoulder blades are coming down the spine. Exhale, we fold and find our way through our vinyasa. Elbows are coming to our sides, to our bellies, and then up to a nice back bend. Exhale, we sit up and back with our tailbone to our nice downward dog, and then on the inhale, that right foot comes in to lunge. Our left foot pivots back to 45, and we inhale, our palms come up, and we look upwards at them. We exhale, down to our bellies again, through our plank. Inhale, up to full cobra. Exhale, back to our downward dog, and same on the other side. So left foot comes forward as we shift our weight forward through our shoulders into our hands. Pivot on the right foot, swing those hands up and together forwards to warrior one, looking up at your hands. And the back edge of your right foot is really active on the ground. Exhale, come through your vinyasa to full cobra. Exhale to spend a few breaths in downward dog. Shifting your weight forward, stepping forward to our forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up and together to our chair pose. Exhale, down by our sides. And we repeat Sun Salutation B. Inhale, chair pose. Really ensuring those knees aren't coming in front of your toes, and also you should be able to see your toes here. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to our plank, coming through our vinyasa. And so what we want to do is shift forward onto our hands here, so our elbows are essentially quite directly above our wrists rather than behind. And exhale back to our down dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward as we sweep the hands up to warrior one, hips are facing forward. We can feel our back heel and the outside of our foot active into the ground and coming down through our vinyasa. And exhale, hips come up, so downward dog again, left side. Left foot comes forward. Inhale, up to warrior one. And we do want to focus on tucking our tailbone under as well, so we're not overarching in our lumbar spine here. Exhale, down through center. Through our vinyasa. Few breaths in downward dog. Stepping forward, meeting at the top of the mat in our forward fold. Inhale to our halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale. Palms to our sides, and now we come to C for cat cow. So inhale, palms up. Exhale, folding to plank, stepping back. Sorry, fold to forward fold and stepping back to our plank. Finding our neutral spine with our hands directly underneath our shoulders. Inhale, tipping from the pelvis first and looking up, shining your chest forward. Exhale, belly button comes to spine, and we tuck that tail under. And 4 more in your own time. After you find your way back to neutral, hands come forward underneath the shoulders. We untuck the toes and step forward to our forward fold. Inhale, spread the arms. Exhale, down through center. Now D for downward dog. So inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we fold. Stepping back to our plank. Then hips come up and over, back to our downward dog. You might need to reshuffle your feet a little bit. As I've said previously, a really good measure for where your hands and feet should be here is coming down into your extended child's pose. Bring your hands out to rest in front of you. And this is the distance between your toes and your hands roughly there. It's quite a good measure, I find. Shifting forward into your plank. Forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale down through center. E for extended child's pose. Inhale up. Exhale to fold. And stepping back. Knees drop to the ground. Feet come together and we bring our knees as wide as the mat. Creeping our hands forward. Sitting your hips back to a nice groin stretch. And reaching your hands forward actively. Really concentrating on breathing down into the ribs, spreading the ribs as wide as they can with each inhale. onto your hands. Knees come together and the toes tuck under to our plank. Stepping forward to our forward fold. Inhale, arms spread nice and wide. Exhale, down through center. Now we come to F for forward fold, so we heel toe those feet apart to hip width. Inhale, the palms come up. Exhale, folding down through center, hinging from your hips. Belly button's coming to thighs, chest is coming towards your shins, and your hands are just resting down on the ground here. Your knees can bend as much as they need to allow that nice hinging at your hips. You can bring your hands to the opposite elbows, that's comfortable, coming to ragdoll, or just resting the hands down on the ground. Really focus on your exhale, just relaxing the back of the neck to let your head fall heavy. And as we inhale, we come all the way up, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Palms come above, exhale, down, through center. Hands prop to your hips, and we'll just come for a nice counter posture into a back bend here, opening up your chest. And then back to neutral, and just heel toe those feet together. And now we come to G for garland posture. So as we inhale, up with the palms, up and together. As we're exhaling, we bring those palms down to center. Heel toe those feet to the width of the mat and sitting down into a nice squat position here. And we might just want to sort of wriggle around, putting weight on each leg one at a time to find where most comfortable is here. If your hips are quite tight, you can come up onto your toes, and that can help ease off the hips as well. Just really trying to open up the chest here and forming some deep breaths. Maybe just closing down with the eyes and being a little bit more mindful of your breath than anything you're holding on to. And then bringing those hands down to the mat as you lift up with the hips, keeping the legs nice and wide, and then heel toe those legs in together so your feet are touching, forward fold, inhaling up, exhaling down through center, and we come to H for happy baby pose. So inhale, palms come up, exhale to fold and step back, knees come down, and we find our way onto our backs. Maybe do another wee roll here. And then the knees come up. Tailbones touching the ground, shoulders are touching the ground, and we find where it's most comfortable today to grab the legs here. Usually on the outside of the shins or the knees or even the ankles, wherever you're at today. And you want to feel a nice stretch in your groin. It's a really good one to just focus on your exhale and letting go of any resistance you have to this movement. You might notice yourself sort of tensing up in your toes and your feet. Just relaxing into this. Rolling forwards again, coming forward to our plank position. Stepping forward to our forward fold. Inhale, up to palms above, and exhale down through center. And now we're I for inhale, so picking 5 deep breaths of your choice, whether you want to try Ujjayi breath or just doing a nice deep belly breath here. And I recommend closing your eyes. Opening with the eyes. We come to J for Janusasana now, so inhaling up. Exhale, we fold, and maybe we fold just nice and slowly this time, making sure all of these movements between our postures are nice and present. And coming down onto our knees from our plank, sitting back to a high sitting position where we can feel both sit bones on the ground. So that might mean moving your buttocks to the side, so you can really ground down through here. Active through your quads, and you bring your left foot in towards your groin. Inhaling up the hands. Exhale to hinge at the hips and fold over. Still nice and active through your right quadricep. And lengthening through the back of the neck. Inhale to swap. And lengthen, exhale to fold. So you're active with both your quadricep and your toes are reaching up towards your head, so nice and active through the front of the lower leg as well, to help lengthen through the back there. And inhale, coming back to our high sitting, crossing the legs and finding a way to our plank. And again, in these transition movements, just really noticing every movement rather than sort of going through the motions. Stepping forward to our forward fold. Inhale, up with the palms. Exhale, down through center. We come to K for kneeling with toes tucked. Inhale, palms come up. Actively stretching the side body, then exhale, we hinge to fold, and we step back to our plank. Knees come down gently, and we tuck those toes under, finding our way back to an upright position, sitting back onto our heels. Maybe closing down with your eyes in this posture, and you should feel a nice stretch to your toes and underneath your feet. If it's too much, just come to here. And then coming back to our plank position, actively pushing into the hands as we step forward with both feet here. Inhale from the forward fold, looking upwards, exhale down. Now we come to M for mountain posture, opening up with the palms forwards, active from the ground upwards, feeling toes contact with the ground, quads are active, tucking the tailbone under, belly buttons to spine, and most importantly, chest is up and forward. And you can smile. Opening with the eyes, we come to N for Navasana, boat pose. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, forward fold. And stepping the feet back to plank. Knees come down, and we bring our legs in front of us. And we are sitting up on our tailbone here, and we sit back with the upper body to 45 degrees. Here we inhale, and then we exhale, knees come together, toes are together, and our feet are parallel with the ground. And we can bring our hands up in line here as well. Belly button is to spine. If we want a challenge, we can come up to here as well with the arms above the head. Come down here, back to our plank, stepping forward with both feet to our forward fold. Inhale, spreading with the arms, palms up and together. Exhale, down through center. Now we come to O for one-legged king pigeon. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, hinging from the hips and fold, stepping back to our plank from here. Coming back to our downward dog as we inhale, bringing the right leg and right heel up to the sky. Exhale, knee comes through, foot comes through to be parallel with the knee, and coming to our nice pigeon posture here. You should feel a nice stretch through the buttocks and just relaxing down into the hips here. If you want more of a stretch, you can come either down to your elbows or your hands here. down with the hands, tuck that foot under, back to our downward dog, left leg comes up to our three-legged dog, and then we bring the knee and the foot through to our pigeon on the left here. And just bring some awareness to that back leg as well. So we want that to be nice and active, and our toes should be all touching the ground evenly, and we should feel the top of our foot on the mat, so our heels facing the roof or the sky in my case. And we'll step that foot back to our downward dog here. Then we will step through to our forward fold. Inhale, spreading the palms to overhead. Exhale, down through center. P for plank pose. So inhaling, palms come up. Exhale to fold. And we step back to our plank. From here, we're nice and active into our fingers, pushing down against the ground to bring a nice dome between our shoulder blades. Belly button's coming to spine, squeezing with our quadriceps and our buttock muscles. Heels are pointed towards the back of the room, and we're holding here and lengthening through the back of the spine and the neck. Then we step forward with both feet to our forward fold. Inhale, spreading the palms. Exhale, down through center. Come into Q, yesterday's pose, for quad stretch. So inhale up. Exhale to fold. And we step back to our lunge here. Right knee comes down to the ground. Left foot grounded to the ground. And this might be enough for you here. Or we might inhale, bringing that right heel to our right hand. Trying to keep those hips facing nice and forwards. And breathing here. Belly button is towards your spine, so you're protecting your lower back. And you're just letting those hips sink down towards the ground. And then we will change feet. Right foot comes forward into the lunge. We might stay here, or we might bring our left foot up, so we can grab a hold of the outside of the ankle. Then we're just checking in that our shoulders and our hips are facing forward. It also helps here if you're actively squeezing with your hamstring here to hold this foot up as well to help lengthen through the front of the leg and the hip. Gently coming back to our plank first here, then stepping both feet forward to our forward fold. Inhale up, palms spread. Exhale, down through center. Now we come to today's posture for R for reclined butterfly. So inhale up, exhale to fold to our plank, and then we drop down to our knees. Coming down onto our backs. Maybe doing a wee roll to massage through the spine, and then feet and bases of the feet come together and let the knees drop out. Ensuring the lower back is making contact with the ground, and the feet are the distance away from the groin, just as what's comfortable for you. So for different people this may be forwards more, that will be more of a stretch to the hips, or further out will be less of an intense stretch to the hips. Main thing is your lower back is making contact with the ground. Knees come together, sitting up and coming back through to our plank posture. Stepping forward with both feet to make the forward fold. Inhale, spreading the arms and the hands to overhead. Exhale, down through center. And we're done for today, and tomorrow we'll be back for S.